that we all have a partner gives me that at least somebody knows that there is an answer out there. And just because I didn't find it yet, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It does exist, and my job is to find it. We don't have all of these problems. We have all of these challenges. And if you look at it as a challenge, you will understand that you came here to overcome that challenge. But the word problem, when we say, oh, we have all these problems, oh, I have a lot of problems right now, we're basically saying, I can't solve anything. A problem is a dead end. A problem is the stick in the mud that you can't pull out. But a challenge says, there could be 5 solutions. Which solution do I want? Again, it is our language.
And has he taught you a new language?
I feel like I speak a different language than most people. Not because of any other reason than I understand life differently. So when people come to me and they're devastated, I ask them why they think they're devastated. What do they feel they can't fix? And is it them, or is it the situation, or is it another person? But you cannot get the best answer if you don't have the right question. And a lot of times we stop at question 2 when there's probably another 3 to go. So you might answer question 2 and still feel like your problem isn't solved. But that's only because you didn't get deep enough into it to know what you even want from the solution.
And if you ask the wrong question, does Christ redirect you? Or do you have to keep asking?
You know, that's interesting because sometimes he doesn't answer me, or I don't write for a while because I'm in the thick of something and I can't even wrap my own mind around it. And I know that it's because I don't know what I need to know. I have learned that. It took me a while. People think that, oh my God, you see Christ? I'm like, yeah. And you hear him? Yeah. Oh, you're so lucky. And I look at them like, are you kidding me? It's a blessing. But there's something in there that comes with many challenges. And he doesn't answer you until you're done. He doesn't explain it to you, which is the answer. He's not a quick fix. He's not a ticket. It's not a joke. Yet it's a lot of fun because there's so much humor in it. When you look at life with challenge in your mind rather than problem in your mind. When you know that if something isn't solved, it just wasn't meant to be solved yet because you're in the process of learning it. The answer isn't the prize. And that's something I learned. We all want an answer. We all want the paycheck. Then when we get the paycheck, sometimes we don't even know what to spend the money on.
So you said that you've seen him. So what does he look like?
His form looked like a person, recognizable to me. I didn't know who he was because I was born Muslim, which I've said in so many interviews, and people say, well, you know, Muslim woman turns Christian. Because I saw Christ, and I know what he looks like for real. And he looked illuminated and peaceful. His eyes were closed, his mouth was closed, delicately featured, gold illuminated hair up to his shoulders and it looked like curls, and then just white. looked like, it did look like a clothing though, like from the neck down. It looked like a white linen-y type clothing, like a soft material, but kind of pleated, if you could think that. And his hands were like crossed over like this, and then that's all I saw. I didn't see like a bottom or feet or just that. And seeing him, the surprise of seeing a Christian figure as a Muslim, I was concerned about who was I now that I did. So I asked, what does that make me? What am I now? And his answer was, it's irrelevant. You were born Muslim for a reason. You were not schooled about me for a reason. You didn't expect me for a reason. Some of the reasons aren't in my hands, but they're part of my job. And I was told what my job was. And in that, when I think of what I'm here to do, I go back to that first sighting, that first time I saw him, and all I see is that look. Even though I still see him, it's like when you have a baby and you just, they're growing up in front of you, but you always remember them right in that minute when they were born. That's how I continue to see him in my mind. I'm sorry, go on.
And what did he say your purpose was?
He told me that my job was to bridge people's souls back to them. I really had no idea what that meant. I mean, who would? Bridge people's souls back to them. All I saw was a bridge and then people walking backwards on it or something. I couldn't make out. Or how. Or why. And even bigger than all of that, if I could do that. I had no idea. And at the same time, I knew it would happen. And the how wasn't as important once I realized that I couldn't control him coming. So maybe that the way this was all working, that wasn't in my hands. And it really taught me a deep trust that took me a couple years after seeing him to feel enough to say, oh my gosh, I really am going to write these books he told me I was going to write. I'm not an author. I really am going to speak. God knows I love to talk. But do I want to talk in front of a bunch of people? I wasn't so sure. I didn't even know if I was that person.
And how does your life feel different now that you can hear it?
That I can hear him?